Hello and welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Creative Amplifiers and Creator Camp 2024. This is going to be a wonderful show. We're incredibly excited about being at camp next week. My name is Mark.
I'm Lisa.
And I'm Neil. Hello.
And what can we say? Thank you to everybody who's already here chatting away in the chat. We will come and give you a nice big shout out very shortly. But Neil, first of all, why don't you just tell everybody a little bit about what we're doing and what we're going to be doing next week?
All right, well, CCTV is actually going to be back next week at Creative Camp. Creative Camp is next week, I can't believe it, with the three of us hosting some practical sessions each day to get you all involved using the wonderful software that is Ecamm. And these sessions are going to be a mixture of some live shows and some recorded studio time. So if you're not yet ready to go live, don't worry about it. You can join in with us behind the scenes. You can learn how to film, take images yourself, create and produce a show. Now, we started Creative Amplifiers, if you can believe this, less than a year ago at Creative Camp last year in 2023. And we had so much fun starting something new together with myself, Lisa and Mark, where we continuously produce and build content for our own shows and our YouTube channels. I mean, this last few months of putting this show together has been truly amazing, and we're so happy and thrilled to be going back to Creative Camp. So whatever you want to learn, we're here to help you with your creative journey. So buckle up. It's going to be a lot of fun, and we are actually wonderfully excited to get all you campers involved and to meet you all again at Creative Camp and some new faces as well. So that's what CCTV is all about this year.
And we were just chatting before we came on air, what the difference between how we feel this year and last year. Last year, for all of you that were coming for the first time, we were in that boat, not knowing anyone, not quite knowing what to expect, what the workshops were going to be. Incredibly excited about meeting the team because, of course, we all see the team on YouTube the whole time. But then this year, it's the excitement of meeting some new people as well as some old friends and the people that we've been able to chat and support over this last year. So yeah, it's been absolutely an amazing journey so far. I can't wait to see everybody. And Lisa, I think you're going to be getting there before both of us.
Yeah, I'm going to be in Boston. So if anybody's going to be in Boston a few days early, let me know. I would love to have dinner or have lunch or something. And then I'm going to pick up these two guys, and we're off on our adventure for a few days. We're renting out a Airbnb and doing a little live cookery, Neil, as you say.
Cookery. Yeah, apparently we're doing some cookery, Mark. I don't know what that means, but we'll certainly be doing something.
I'm using your words. I don't know. But we're going to be doing a little bit of live before we even get to camp. So, join in on that because that's going to be fun and amusing.
Yeah, we'll share the details of that as we go through.
The plan is at 7 p.m. on the Sunday before camp, so you can join us on the Creative Amplifiers channel. But we'll post that in the socials at some point.
Yeah,
yes,
yeah. So it's going to be a live, not a show, which I think Mary Lou made the distinction when she came on earlier on in the season, talking about the fact that we often do a show, but actually we very rarely just go live, apart from when we were trying to go live in Lisbon on the mobile that time when we all got together earlier in the summer, which was an interesting experience. But yeah, this is going to be us hanging out, doing some cookery, and having a bit of a laugh. And we want you just to come join, hang out with us as well. So we'll sort of set the party scene ready for camp, and then we're going to be all raring to go. So thank you so much for everyone who's already here. Hi Louise, thank you so much indeed. Hi Jeremy. Hi Valerie.
There's so many people here.
And Hill's in the house. It's brilliant. There's so many people. And to everyone who's worried about their marks on the quiz, King George is in the house, so you need to make sure you got your super fast internet on to get in first. Hi, Martin. Yes, indeed. Not so sunny over here in the UK at the minute, is it? But I have to say that Boston looked not too bad when I was looking at all the weather and everything. So I might be okay in a few t-shirts. I'm not bringing my shorts, but they are still out currently here in the UK for me. Hi, Matt. Hi, Roy. Hi, Luanda. Fantastic. Hi, Valerie. Oh, so many. Hi, Chris. Brilliant stuff. Maggie. Yes, can't wait to come to camp. Well, we'll be talking about how the possibilities of what camp might look like over the next, was it decade or half a century or whatever we were planning on doing as we were going through. We'll hear more about that in a minute when we start talking to Ken and Glen. Hi, Jaden. And Linda. Great to see you, Linda. Looking forward to catching up with you again next week. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hank, my breakfast buddy from last year. Great to see you here. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for everyone who's here. Hi, Gretchen. Yes, indeed. Happy Monday, campers. Yeah, we're getting in on Saturday. I know a lot of people are getting in on Monday, ready so that they're bright and early for Tuesday's start. Friend of yours, Nobby? Is that friend of yours?
Nobby, yeah, all the way from Australia. It's early in the morning for him, I think.
Yeah.
Or late. I can never remember.
Yeah, exactly.
12 hours something.
Hello,
Thanks,
indeed. Brilliant. John, thank you for being here, and enjoyed a lot of the work you've been doing in Discord. And I know a lot of the challenges have been a lot of fun. A lot of people doing some amazing videos and great work in there. So yeah, really good. Roy. 23 years from now, we'll all be doing Ecamm Alumni Creator Camp. Well, you never know. You never know. What can you do? Exactly. And here we go. Early rise. Anyone who needs a breakfast buddy? Yeah, Hank was there. Great to chat to him over the breakfast. Indeed. Next week. Indeed. Amazing. Okay, so let's get Ken and Glen onto the show. Give us a wave if you're ready to join us. Get yourself fastest fingers first. If you have a question for them, do, as we said, put them in the chat. And we'll see if we can get some questions answered, as well as some of the wonderful, insightful comments that I'm sure that we'll be able to put together for you as well. Hello!
Hey, everybody.
Thank you so much for joining us. This is great for you to do this and to kind of get a real kind of insight into your world, because we hear a lot about it from Doc and from Katie and from Paul and everyone who we see all the time, but to get your sort of perspective on Creator Camp and how it came about, to what your thoughts are on taking part.
Thanks for having us on this show. I know we tried to do it last time and weren't able to make the times work and stuff, so I'm glad we were able to make it happen 1 week before. This is great.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, I'll kick us off in terms of where did the idea of having an in-person event first come, and you sort of how did it all get pulled together? And I guess the quick follow-up question to that is, how many more are you going to do?
The idea for an in-person event and the idea for a creator camp right here in Amesbury, I guess they're two kind of separate things. We had an in-person event 2 years ago in at the same time as Social Media Marketing World. We had that meetup. Right. Yeah, we used to do the conference there, and one year we said, wouldn't it be interesting to think about doing a in-person meetup? It was a meetup, sort of. What you would call it? What people call it when they do like a conference next to another conference, kind of like a. It was an activation. Yeah, like an activation, like across the street from the expo hall. Yeah, it was literally like, I don't know if you've been to Social Media Marketing World, but there's that big expo center, and we just kind of got the whole first floor of it was like a almost a cafe restaurant style area that we got, and it wasn't just a meetup. We had workshops, we had food. So can we just take over your like space and bring in some studio stuff and signage? And they did the food and the drinks for us, and anyone who was there for Social Media Marketing World could come and just drop in. They didn't have to register or anything, right? They could just walk in and hang out, and we'd chit chat, and it was just so cool to get to see lots of people in person. Some people came there from far away, like just to go to our thing. Like they didn't even have tickets to Social Media Marketing World. We're like, you came here all the way for us. And that's where we sort of realized, like, wow, people will, will travel and will be really interested just to come together just for Ecamm. And I don't know whose idea it was to have a conference here. We might have even just been joking around. We're like, let's get everyone to come to Amesbury, Massachusetts. And I think we floated the idea around the team, and we were like, would it even be possible? Where would everyone go? Where would everyone stay? How, who would come to something like this? And the response we got to that idea was just, yeah, we would absolutely do that, right? I mean, oh yeah, the idea of running everything, having completely control over it and running everything as an Ecamm event was definitely a little overwhelming. A little, we were definitely a little nervous, and then we had to cap it at. We realized right away we wouldn't be able to make it like a giant event just because of like space constraints. There's not that many hotels in Amesbury, and our office is only so big. So we said, let's see who signs up, and we had to cut it at a certain number of people last year, and that turned out to be just the perfect comfortable number. That I think we have the same number this year, right? Yeah, we are keeping it the same size. Yeah, and then there's always that pressure when you're doing an event for the first time. Are we going to do it again? And well, I thought that was really cool because, like, how there's those things you do and people are like there's a certain category of things you do where like it doesn't seem like a good idea immediately. Like even something like a trip you go on every year, like immediately after the trip, you would say like, no, this is not going to sound like a good idea for like about 6 months, and then it'll start sounding like a good idea again. This seemed like a good idea to do it again immediately. Like everyone who asked about it or was there, they were just like, next year, and we were like, yeah, next year. That sounds like a fantastic idea. There was never a question of like, well, we got to think about this. Yeah, it was immediately sounded like something we wanted to do again. So there was absolutely no question there that we were going to do it again. And it was just like when our customers just started walking in the door, people we'd only met online or like talked to on chat, and we were just like, wow, they're really here. Like they came from all over the world just to come, just to be here for the community of our product and the community that you guys have built around it. It was just so cool. And man, and it went really well too. It just went so smoothly. There were definitely some, first time, having a conference sort of, notes, like logistic things that could have gone more smoothly. Yeah, but which is why we're so excited about this year, not being the first year. Yeah, be a lot better.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, there's some.
So with that, oh, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, there's so many people just saying hi in the chat and wanting to just sort of say hello. It's amazing. And
hi, everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, basically, while you go through those comments, I just want to say, based on what Lisa was saying, like if you're gonna be here like a weekend early or a weekend after, like if you're just tagging your trip onto a weekend and you're looking for something to do in the area, and you're not like, and you don't want to be all the way down in Boston, 20 minutes north of here, Portsmouth, New Hampshire, is probably the most picturesque, postcard perfect, like fun little New England city, like that is so unknown and underrated. Like Portsmouth is just like, if you were to imagine like the most beautiful, like antique brick sidewalked, foliage, cute little art stores, amazing restaurants, like right on the coast town, like Portsmouth, New Hampshire is 20 minutes from Amesbury. Like you could just zip up there after dinner, even one of the nights, and just like explore Portsmouth if it's a nice day. If it's not a nice day, it's really not worth going up there because you're outside, you're walking around. But
well, I guess we know what we're going to be doing on Saturday afternoon.
Well, you guys remember walking around Newburyport last year? Right? If you got down there, and maybe you didn't, but that's like literally one town away. That's 10 minutes away. Like 400 years ago, Newburyport and Portsmouth were like rivals to be the most important like shipping city in the area. It was like, well, Salem, of course, Salem Colony, Newburyport and Portsmouth, where all the boats came to. Interesting. And so they're these really old, beautiful coastal cities, and they're all right in this area. So if you do have a chance to extend your trip, you could Airbnb it up there, more in the Boston area, or just right around here. What town are you guys gonna be in?
So we're in Salisbury, aren't we? I think for a few days before.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
we're going to be on the coast, and then sort of spending a couple of days there before we head over on Monday. So yeah, so
Nice.
we're in the area. We have transportation. So yeah, this is a great
Awesome.
tip. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
We spend a lot of time in Salisbury. That's a great jumping off point for every place else too.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's
I have to
exciting.
pack a different camera lens now.
Yeah, right.
So there you go.
Yes, exactly.
More footage.
Exactly. Lisa, just before I know you're about to jump in, but I think this is kind of the epitome of what you guys were saying and what we all felt from there. Just Creative Camp was like coming home for Thanksgiving, but without all the family drama. Just a lot of fun. But I think that's that sense of going home when you've been to see lots of people you didn't even know in person before that. I think that kind of gives you a really nice sense of how it felt and what it was all about. So yeah, thank you.
We do have a strict no family drama policy. If you are bringing family members, there's no drama allowed.
A good point to note, I think.
Indeed.
That is a good point.
There's a river behind HQ that, if you're too unruly, we'll throw you in it.
Goes right to Salisbury.
Wow.
There you go.
You guys
Straight
can
out to
take it
sea.
home.
Straight out to sea. Brilliant.
Changed since last year, definitely.
Exactly. Sorry, Lisa.
my
Carry on.
It's fine. This is good. I was just going to roll back. You were talking about last year and the things you discovered, and so I was curious, what is this year going to be? How is it going to be different for Creator Camp 2024?
Oh, I don't know how much we're supposed to reveal.
Well, you just talk around
So,
it.
like, just for example, like it's like the little things. Like last year, we had some of the workshops taking place outside of downtown. And that was like inconvenient for certain reasons. And so this year we found a way to have all of the workshops, within 500 feet of each other. Like some of them are just across the street. We're not going to be having to go to the further away location that required like a vehicle transport like last year. So everyone's just going to be right here, right downtown, walking around this building and across the street to the other building. That'll be nice. But there's some big ones, right? I mean, there's an extra day. It's longer. And that was a big feedback item that we got. It's like, we want more Creator Camp. Yeah, not less. You're gonna be so sick of this by the end. It's longer now. Yeah, so we did add a whole extra day. So there's the kickoff party on when people first come in the evening, but then there's 2 solid days of workshops, completely uninterrupted and uninhibited by parties, things like other things. Those are the workshop days. Yeah. And then the closing day we'll have as separate from that. So I think the format's going to work really nicely. People are going to be situated and really feel like they know their environment by the time they leave. That's for sure. One major difference from last year that I'm excited about is, as we were talking after the event last year about what we wanted to change for the future year, I said, you know what, like, was weird? Like, me and Glenn gave like a opening speech at the opening party at the estate there, but there wasn't really like any other times when we were, addressed the whole group together. Oh, so this keynote. This is where the concept of the keynote came from, and that each day there, and also just like there wasn't another time that everybody was together. It was split up for the whole rest of the week until the closing party. So we said, not only would it be cool if everyone is pretty much eating lunch together, but also these keynotes will be each of the or both of those 2 days where we'll be the person giving the keynote will be addressing the whole group together. Sure. And that one of them will be me and you getting a chance to talk to the whole group. So that's a change from this year, adding that key concept of the keynote. And also having all the lunch, everyone eating lunch together will be really cool. But the working lunches we did last year were they worked, but they weren't great. Like it wasn't perfect, and we wanted to be perfect for you. Well, and I think that was the idea behind that was just like, using our time wisely. Like we only have 2.5 days. We're gonna eat lunch while we listen to a session. But this will be better. I feel like we'll be focused. We're not was that everyone wasn't together in the same area. Yeah, it would have getting everyone together, having a separate lunch would have required everyone getting back to a location. So it'll be great having everybody. That's correct, Katie, right? Everyone's gonna be down here. I'm not lying. Yeah, okay. Sometimes I'm wrong about stuff. Yeah, that's one of the major changes. And I think the way we're gonna do the dinners is really cool too. I'm super excited about the dinner plans where you can pick all the camp attendees could pick not only like a restaurant where they wanted to go, but like you could see when you pick the restaurants, like you can see who the sort of like leader of that restaurant is going to be. So like if you want to get like maybe your cabin is with certain people, but then like, oh, I want to also see this person or hang out with this person, I'll go to and get dinner with that camp leader or that session leader. I think it's going to be really fun.
I'm excited for all these changes, just to be able to get together with different people at different times, and the extra day,
things like that.
Yeah.
Another thing is great. Another thing that is going to be a little different is the location of the opening night party is a completely different place. There's so many cool venues around here for having things like that. That we last year had a list of 4 or 5 places we wanted to we kind of visited and toured to see if that's where we wanted to do it. We chose one. This year we chose a different one. It's going to be a really cool spot, and the closing party is going to be at also a very cool spot, which is a very conveniently located to town, but you just feel like you've gone to another world when you get there. And then it's a unique venue for sure. And then we'll go right from that to the excursions, which I'm also super excited about. We had, I think, some excursions this year are going to be pretty epic. It's not a surprise. You guys had to choose your excursion, right? So I can just say, I'm leading the ropes course excursion. You are? Yeah, which I'm very excited about. This takes place at the venue of the closing event. Is a very cool place I was talking about. Has a ropes course high up in the trees, like not one of those ropes course that's built onto like a metal scaffold. It's like literally built in the trees. And the very most brave of the Creator Camp participants have signed up for this ropes course, weather permitting. I'm assuming we will be building our leadership skills by traversing the trees. Yeah, it's going to be amazing. What did you folks pick for your excursions?
I was just about to say that's exactly the reason why the 3 of us went for the wine and chocolate tasting.
Yeah, I was
that's
say,
what I did last. I feel like that's what I picked. I think I'm doing the wine. Okay, so last year we did it was a wine and food pairing across the street, but that restaurant actually has been replaced by a different restaurant. So that must be taking place someplace else this year. I don't know, but since last year, you'll also find a lot of the businesses in down Amesbury have changed.
No.
That's not good. No, it's good that they're not abandoned storefronts or something. Like a lot of places have changed to be other things. So it won't even be the same, places down here for dinner. It's like different restaurants.
Amazing. So we've got a couple of people saying what they're up to. Mary Lou's doing the photo walk. Nice. We've got some alpaca people in the house as well. And you mentioned all the things that people are excited about. I think one of the biggest things seems to be the donuts, which I don't blame them for, because they were fantastic. But
The donuts.
Yeah, because that was it. One,
Remember the
was
donuts
it the
on
closing party?
They were like on a big
Oh my God,
cider
yeah,
donuts.
we had
We had the cider donuts.
Yeah, there you are. Look. Apparently, that's the
They
only
were
reason
good.
that Paul's coming. So.
Oh, so for the photo walk, I can't remember the details of that, but we are at peak foliage right now. As far as like years in New England where all the trees are gorgeously bright red and rainbow colored, it doesn't happen perfectly every year based on the weather, but like this year, it is insane over. Like it just looks like a postcard everywhere that you go. And
What about next week?
Next week, I think it'll be even better. I mean, I know I said peak, but it like just looking out the window now, like the tree across the street is like half bright red, half green. It just looks so crazy. I think that's like a Zelkovia tree. But everywhere you look, all the trees are turning like bright red just because of the weather we've been having. And like, if you've never experienced like a Massachusetts or a New England like foliage season, you're gonna be in luck next week because like this year is incredible as far as foliage.
Yeah. Yeah, Hank's just saying it's got a Hallmark type feel about it. I guess that's even more true if you're going to be going up to Portsmouth or anywhere as well.
Yeah. Or just across the river to Newburyport.
Yeah.
Or just the Orchard, Cider Hill. Oh yeah, yeah.
And
So, I mean, just looking at the comments coming in, I can see, I think that the word that everybody's using is excited, excited, excited. I don't think I've seen so many comments with the word excitement in it. And
Come on,
given
guys,
all
get
the
a
excitement,
thesaurus, people.
and obviously given all the excitement that's going on this year for Creative Camp, and you have sort of alluded to the fact that this could be a regular event, will there be a Creative Camp 2025? And are you planning to make this a more regular thing now? And also keeping the numbers small, because for me, I think keeping these numbers really small is really good, because I've been to many conferences in the corporate world where you got thousands of people. You never get a chance to sort of do the rounds. It's just too much. It's so overwhelming, and keeping it in a really small number is amazing, and I think it's the right thing to do. And with that, you get lots of people who want to book and can't, because obviously it's a limited amount of spaces. So are you planning to do this on a regular basis? Is that something you can confirm or deny tonight?
I think so. I don't think we have any plans for this to be the last year of Creator Camp.
Okay, well that's good.
Like
I think
you said,
everybody's breathed out.
we are limited by how many people, just by the fact that we have it in Amesbury, which I just thought was the craziest idea. But I think it was Katie who really said, like, no, like let's have it in Amesbury. Like it's a beautiful little place that nobody's ever been or heard of. But she said, you know what, Amesbury in the fall is really charming. And then we said we really won't be able to have more than 100 people, but that's probably good to start. And there is this feeling like things always need to be growing. But I think I agree with you that like keeping it small is probably for the best. Yeah, I mean, like a little bigger, and I think no one would really want to do longer than like 3 or 4 days. Yeah, there are challenges with the small conferences as well. I mean, right? Like, how do new people get in? That kind of thing. You don't want it to be just the same people, but you can exact people if you do grow, but then you're eventually going to hit a point where you can't grow anymore logistically. You'll have to at some point plateau. So you can grow, but you won't be able to grow forever. If your goal is to have it bigger every year, you'd be leaving town, you'd be finding. We used to always go, 15, 20 years ago, we would go to the big Apple Dev Conference, WWDC. You've all heard of it. It was this like little thing with a bunch of Mac nerds, and you'd see people you knew. It was like not as small as Creator Camp, but like there'd be like 1,000 people there maximum. Like easy enough that you could wade through the crowd and see people you knew who were old school Mac guys, new Mac guys, make best friends of a lifetime. Every year they would grow it. Then the iPhone came out. You were like, who are these people? there's a guy over there I don't even recognize. Like it was crazy, but then it just kept growing and growing and growing. You're like, this iPhone thing isn't going away. And then Apple had to, at one year, do a lottery system.
Oh yeah.
They ran out of spots, and it was a lottery system. And I was like, yeah, but like my friends aren't gonna probably be there then. Like at a certain point, like you couldn't get in, and it was gonna be fun because like the people you wanted to hang out with weren't gonna be there. And then they just had to move it to San Jose because they were too big for Moscone Center. And then I was just like, who wants to go spend a week in San Jose? Really? That's probably I see the same thing in Creator Camp's future. Cap it at 6,000 and do a lottery. Move to San Jose. Yeah. Build the expo center.
Yeah.
But not, like, I mean,
Heard it here
we're not going
first.
to, like, if we did exceed our capacity at Amesbury, we would have to figure out, there would have to be some way to make sure new people got in. It would be too stressful, I think, to try to grow it.
Well, I guess there are a couple of options. Creative Camp Vegas. I mean, there is that kind of change the atmosphere.
Satellite locations.
Yeah.
So like October is Creator Camp Amesbury, but then like we always do the June Las Vegas.
Yeah.
And the UK, the January UK.
Perfect. And we were chatting to Katie not that long ago, and she was saying she's got so much time on her hands that probably doing at least 2, if not 3 camps a year will probably be perfect just to even things up a little bit. So
Thanks,
she said that to me too. She wants to do at least 3 or 4 other creator camps. Yeah.
in parallel.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Yeah. And we've even got some dates asking already. So if they could avoid October. It's the 18th. That's George's and his wife would be their
George,
anniversary.
18 isn't really like a big anniversary.
Well, I think maybe it's the 18th. Is it the date? Or maybe it's the date
October
rather than
18th.
yeah.
It's our 18th anniversary.
Yeah, we'll see.
Congratulations.
Paul, I'm not sure that's helpful. Divorce and remarry. That's expensive.
Paul's open for therapy as well if you do want to join him. He'll
Yeah,
be,
exactly.
offering, therapy at Creative Camp.
Exactly that. Oh, fantastic. So one of the things that we don't often get to hear about is obviously we know the ins and outs of Ecamm and what you guys are doing on a regular basis, but I know you've got passions outside of it as well. So as someone who's got an education podcast, and you know, education and learning is really important to me, I'm really curious about sort of Code and Circuit and how that came about, and sort of what your sort of input and what your sort of plan is for that.
Sure, I can talk about Code and Circuit. So here in town, this is, for those who don't know, a after-school computer science school for kids in the area. And I started it about 10 years ago. Wow. In this space, in the second floor of this building that we're in. And almost a little, this was our 10th anniversary, which is crazy. And so back in 2013, I was trying to think of some new things to do, and one of the notes I made, I found it in my notes.app recently. I just wrote "Start Computer Science School?" ? How often do you find like an old to-do list and you've actually done some of the things? I was like, what? I striked it out. I was like, did it? But basically the concept was, I realized that me and Glenn would probably never have gotten into computers at all if we hadn't had mentors and adults in our lives who were showing this stuff to us. Our dad was pretty nerdy, and our best friend's dad was even nerdier and was an Apple guy. He was a Mac programmer and had a whole basement full of cool computer stuff. And I realized that if it wasn't for that, we would have been on a total different life path. And I just wanted to be that person for other people and just get them in here and show them this stuff and see, I can't make them a complete computer nerd in 1 hour a week after school, but I can show them this stuff. And if they think it's cool, that might really change their life, because otherwise they might not get a chance to see it. And so I just got a space next door here, got a bunch of MacBook Airs, a bunch of iPads, and a big screen and stuff, and we just started doing classes. Then I started to get other people to volunteer to do other classes in the same space. And about 3 or 4 years ago, I was able to actually hire a full-time person to run the classroom, and we made it into a nonprofit. And it's just been going strong ever since then. Now we have like a robotics team,
Summer camp.
summer
You don't call
summer
it camp,
programs, not a camp, legal reasons. And you know, stuff like that. And we got one of those Boston Dynamics Spot robots 4 years ago. We make school visits with Spot, spend the whole day at a school demoing the robot to all the classes. Just it's just very fun. And I've been doing it for 10 years is wild, because some of the people I had as like third graders are like starting college this year. So it's just that feeling that I'm sure all, you know, grade school teachers get, where you're like, these kids, they're like adults now, like people you remember. My son's a senior in high school, and last year I was looking at his yearbook because Code and Circuit was going to buy a yearbook ad. And I realized, wow, like 4 or 5 of the seniors graduating I actually had when they were little. So I found old pictures of them from class when they were little kids and made the ad with the pictures of them just to embarrass them. And they're not all going into computer science. What? But some of them are. But I just feel like maybe that made a difference in their lives at the time.
Yeah.
Because for the computer nerds to have an after-school activity can be hard to find, because a lot of the kids are doing sports or music or who knows what, but there isn't always, or wasn't always 10 years ago, a lot of options for the kids to find their people in an after-school or summer environment. In 2024, a lot of schools have their own robotics club, robotics team, stuff like that, but it was rare back then, especially. But, yeah, thanks for asking about that.
No, I think it's really cool. I mean, as a musician, it was the opportunity I had that did that. And so I think people who just have a passion for something, who can share it in some way. And I think what you said there is the most important thing. It's like on your to-do list, it's like start a school. And it's like, it's not as easy said as done. But just even to have it and then sort of take action on it, I think is really, really important. Yeah. So yeah.
I had a lot of help from my wife with those early years, helping me run the classes, helping set up the space, giving me encouragement, and the other people who came in to help. So, and a lot of support from the community. Yeah.
Amazing. Katie said she wouldn't have met you if it hadn't been for Code and Circuit. So is she a secret programmer as well, or is there more to that story that she's put in the chat there?
Geez, yeah. So the rest of that story is, I guess I hadn't totally settled on it being just for kids at that time, and I had advertised out an adult course, learn to code kind of thing, and her husband signed up for it just out of the blue. My very first class here, and he had like an idea he wanted to accomplish, and he wanted to learn some circuitry, and that's how I met Dane. Yeah, nice. And we stayed friends after that. Yeah, so that's I forgot about that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's incredible. And yeah, lots of people really loving the whole story of it. It really does make a big difference.
Yeah. When you come, you'll get to see the class. We're gonna. I mean, a lot of the workshops and stuff are going to take place in the classrooms. So we're repurposing those. School's shut down for that week, and we're repurposing those rooms as for Creator Camp. Yeah.
Fantastic. Lisa.
Yeah, because of you two and Ecamm, you've given so many people the opportunity to share their message and their knowledge. And so what do you think about when you kind of step back and go, wow, we created this thing and these people are putting out all this amazing stuff. Like, you feel like the proud papa. I don't know. I'm trying. How does that make you feel?
Your turn.
It's my turn to talk.
Yeah.
It's great. It's absolutely great. I mean, we've been doing software for like 25 years, and we've always created these. Mostly, they're just like little helper tools or things to maybe make your life easier on a computer. But we never. This is unique because it's a tool. It's a creator tool.
Yeah.
It's like creative, you know, and social. It has that social aspect to it, and all you have to do to see what and all you have to see, you can see what people do with it, right? You can just go to YouTube and click through and see that people are doing entire shows, entire courses,
Look,
entire seminars,
the craziest thing,
webinars.
though, the craziest thing is when I'm watching something on YouTube.
It doesn't happen that often. I mean, but I'll be watching a video and I'll be like, this guy used Ecamm? Oh, I see like a little like characteristic of what the S software can do.
I think those are our bricks. I think his backdrop is our bricks.
It is. This is Ecamm. Cool. And it is a cool feeling to see like, this is something, you know, just a video that I happen to be watching. Yeah. And during COVID, when everyone suddenly had to learn about live streaming and about Zoom, it was definitely gratifying to see how people could, you know, take their business that was just completely shut down to zero and bring it back up using technology and using the power of an app like Ecamm to just bring their business basically back from the dead, you know. And a lot of people, as soon as COVID ended, they were like, whoop, okay, I'm back to in person. But a lot of people, you know, they took that learning that they did, that technology advantage, and just kind of repackaged that and became, you know, these technology thought leaders and YouTubers, you know, from that experience. And that was really satisfying to see.
Yeah. People who were teaching, especially being able to bring their lessons online, keep it going.
Yeah, it was very gratifying.
Yeah. And we are very proud of it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I don't want to get
That's when I discovered you guys. Oh,
Sorry, Lisa. I was just going to say I don't want to get too techie as someone who just drags and drops a lot of things. But Roy was just asking what your favorite programming language was.
Hi, Roy.
Oh man, it depends what you're doing. Like I tell the students at the classroom, like your choice of programming language is completely based on what you're trying to accomplish. For writing Mac apps, we're big old school Objective-C guys. It's a language that Steve Jobs actually brought over from Next Computing in the 90s that Apple embraced as their programming language. It is wicked antique right now. You're not going to find anybody coding that language who's under the age of 30, 40, 35, 40. No. Most people have switched over to the newer stuff, but that's still where
it will always have a special place in our heart.
It will. We get teased by some friends that we're still coding in this language, but it works.
Yeah. So that's the answer. Objective-C. We're going on the record.
Yeah. Yeah. If Steve Jobs liked it, you know, it must have been good. But if we're doing like server stuff, I'm a big JavaScript fan. I like it. I like that the best. Yeah.
So I guess I have my next question, which you've actually mentioned that you've been obviously created Ecamm some time ago. October the 21st is going to be the 20th anniversary of the inception of Ecamm. So how will you be celebrating, if you are going to be celebrating?
Well, there's definitely like a little gray area about when the company actually started, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like all companies, you know, we didn't just one day go, Ecamm is a thing, and
yeah, it depends like what you're
where did you get that date, Neil, from?
The official record listed
our
on
corporate
the LLC.
filing?
Yeah, so your corporate filing, October.
That's probably the day that we walked over to Somerville City Hall and filed our DBA or something. I don't know. I don't think that we're really gonna be celebrating in October. It's a busy month with the camp and stuff, but we definitely should recognize that 20 years that is actually. Yeah, it's important to recognize milestones, right? Even though they don't seem like much. Like,
what year would that have been? 2000.
If you want to go back, definitely like all the way to the very beginning. You could go all the way back to like 1999.
2004 must have been when we incorporated. That's what Neil's saying.
That must have been
The
when we
limited
actually,
liability company.
well, we're not incorporated, but when we filed the LLC.
Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been probably 2004.
that's the
And the
document
DBA, I
looking
think,
at,
was
but-
2002. But the domain name itself, if you do a whois on ecamm.com, you're going to get 1999. That's 25 years.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool too.
That's a long
There you
time.
go.
Yeah. Yeah. So there are a lot of different dates floating around.
Yeah.
I don't think my,
You just have
my
multiple
calendar
parties.
goes back that far. Yeah. That was the setup. That was the answer we should have given for the setup that he gave us. But
Yeah. And the one
Thanks,
thing,
Paul.
yeah, the one thing no one said yet is, did you actually start this when you guys were like 10 or something? Because 25 years doesn't quite seem
Right.
possible.
right.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have the touch up my appearance filter turned on in Zoom right now to maximum.
So
No,
for the- Yeah, for those of
We
you
were
going
at-
to camp, you'll be able to see in person next week.
we started it right after we finished college, which we finished at a normal age for someone to finish college.
The rest of it you can work out from there. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything you'd like to share that we haven't covered for Creator Camp, generally speaking? And one thing I'd like to ask just finally is, how much of this was your sort of brainchild? This would be a lovely idea, which you then said to your team, make it so, in the spirit of our cabin this year. And how much of it are you thinking, no, we want it to look, specifically a certain way?
This is a pretty big group effort. I would say that.
I don't think it was our idea.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think that we can take the credit for inventing Creator Camp.
No way.
But we definitely liked the idea and encouraged it and worked together to make it a success last year. But no, absolutely
No, like
not our idea at all.
Katie and Caleb and Doc are the marketing team, and all the amazing people that they work with as contractors and moderators and volunteers kind of came together to make this happen. It wasn't me and Glenn really at all. Yeah, so the real credit needs to go to them for last year and this year. We signed, we worked together on most of the details, but
All the menus. We sign up on the
menus,
menus.
the drinks lists, the colors of the shirts, like the really important details all get run by me and Glenn. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for sharing all those insights and your time today. I think people in the chat are just saying how much they've really enjoyed the conversation, and I think hopefully getting a little bit of an insight about you both, as well as Ecamm itself, and also getting obviously excited for next week for those people who are coming. And if anyone, I know there are one or two people in the chat saying they weren't able to come, so it sounds like Creative Camp 2025, whether it's in Las Vegas or whether it's in any other city or whatever, then it looks like there'll be possibilities for you to sign up for the next time as well. So
Yeah. Oh, actually, before we finish up, can I ask like people who are watching, like, to put in the comments, maybe like, what are you most interested to hear next week from the team and from me and Glenn? Like, what are your dying questions? Because we're gonna have this keynote speech to give.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that we're looking for ideas, but like if there's like put in the comments what you want to hear most from us, or questions that you would have for us, so that we can make sure we get to those things when we're doing our speech.
Yeah, do that.
And we can either come back to it later or
And next week, track us down. I mean, we're not the like super social butterfly types. We may be hiding in a corner somewhere, and don't be afraid to track us down, corner us, and ask us things. Give us your suggestions, what you want to see, the direction of the app. Let us know. Just don't be shy, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's gonna be so fun. I'm really looking forward to all the parties and everything, like the first day, the last day,
The middle.
in the middle,
Yeah, we'll be in the sessions.
and the pre-party and the after party.
Yeah, we will be in the sessions all week.
learning from the experts. Yeah, along with the campers. Yeah, and I think none of the people giving sessions this year are the same people who gave sessions last year, right? Alec and Daniel, for the most part, it's all going to be new people. We didn't want to get into a situation where it was all the same people.
Yeah.
So Katie came up with a great plan to like swap everyone around. Nice. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah.
Brilliant. So we have a few people asking or a few things for you to think about. He'd like to hear about the state of Ecamm and maybe what's in store for the future so that he can buy some penny stocks. So that's certainly one thing we have.
Take public at 420.
Yeah. What's the future of Ecamm as a software and a company?
Okay. That's easy.
Are you going back on AppSumo?
Do some deal websites. That's where it's at. For $10, you can get Ecamm and everything else. Oh, and here come the feature requests.
Here we are. We'll look over those. We'll look over those.
Careful what you wish for.
Exactly. I think we covered a lot of that, Hank, in terms of stuff from last year. I think certainly that kind of eating together and the more time sharing and being in one place, I think was certainly for me one of the main things that was about. And we have our captain Kirk for the green team. Hi, good evening, Kirk. Given some of the news in the streaming platform arena with companies being purchased and cannibalized, what are your thoughts? If you get a great offer, would you sell? Oh, there's a big question.
Everything has a price. We've never really like shopped out Ecamm that much, you know.
Yeah.
The future of Ecamm.
That seems to be the thing.
Next week.
So if Caleb's in anywhere, can he tell us if the camp cash is actually related to the stocks, and is there some kind of correlation that we should be aware about that we've not been told about yet?
A camp cash has no monetary value.
But does it have stock value? Yeah.
Or do the lawyers say it has to be like worth 0.001 cents or something like that? I don't know.
Fantastic. Well, if there's nothing else to people coming in, thank you so much. Really appreciate your time. Feel free to stay in the Zoom room. If you need to dash, then please dash. We have the quiz and various things coming up as well. But really appreciate your time and being so honest and transparent and just really bringing that excitement up, ready for next week. I certainly can't wait to come and meet you. And as they both said about catching them in a corner or something somewhere, you were last year really approachable and just chatting to me on multiple occasions. So I really do appreciate that.
Yeah, I at the opening party, like I was having so much fun talking to people. I missed like the food, like the appetizers. Another exciting change is like at the opening party last year. I don't know who remembers this, but like they were kicking us out at like 8:30 or 9 o'clock. It was whatever it was. It was ridiculous. They closed the bar. So this year, like we made sure that we're gonna have another like much more time for the people who just don't want to leave. It won't be. There isn't that cutoff time as early as last year. So we're going to be a longer party. And they're going to do a last call, not only for the bar, but before they take the food away. Yeah. I don't want to miss the food again this year.
Fantastic. But the Wednesday start is still early, so I'll just put that out there as well. So
yeah, just be warned, people. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's actually a change from last year. We are getting started a little earlier, so we can squeeze more goodness into the day.
Brilliant. Fantastic. Indeed, extended hours, Louise will be there looking after the bar and looking after everyone as best we possibly can. So Ken, Glen, thank you both so much. Really do appreciate it. And we will see you next week.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks a lot.
Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Wow, what an amazing
Marvelous.
insight.
That was great.
I wasn't excited before. I really am now.
Let's fly it out. Let's do it. Let's just go now.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. It's Matt. Who needs sleep? Not me. He's just going to keep going for the whole time. Well, we'll be with you, Matt. We'll be with you. Can't wait to be able to do that. So, one of the things we wanted to make sure today as well was that if there was any last minute bits of information, anything which we kind of needed to get across for you, then we would bring in Paul, Mr. Moderator, to give you all of those things. So, are you ready, Paul, to join us and allow a few insights just to make sure we've packed enough pants and all that sort of stuff?
Shirts.
Shirts, exactly.
T-shirts.
Welcome, Paul. Thank you for joining us.
Dress warm. Katie posted a forecast of what it's going to be like, while we're there. It's going to be a little chillier this year than it was last year if you were here around. The other thing is either Wednesday or Thursday, you're going to be receiving an email. Keep an eye out for that. That email is going to tell you the meals that you chose for the Tuesday, the breakfast, lunch on Tuesday, Wednesday, and the dinners on Tuesday, Wednesday. It's going to tell you about the excursion that you chose, the bus arrival information and all that stuff. So we're shooting to have it go out on Wednesday, but it might be Thursday morning when it goes out. But keep an eye out for that this week. That will be your last email communication from us. If you haven't, make sure that you get access to the camp guide. Instructions are in Discord. And you can download that guide onto your phone so that we have instructions about that so that it's accessible to you throughout camp so you can find out what's going on and reference it, because that is a dynamic document and it will be updated throughout camp. That's where you're going to find out how much camp cash you've gotten, how much camp cash your team has gotten, and all that kind of stuff. So you want to have onto that. And if you get lost, how to find where you need to be.
Exactly. Find someone with a bright shirt is the first thing, I guess, as going through. I'm not sure that's true, AG. I think Paul can help us with absolutely everything, but maybe that particular thing I will do on my own. So yes, Indika, he's moderating, he's on screen, he's like an octopus, and I think for everybody just knows how much work the whole team's putting in. But I think to pull off camp, to be able to get everything together, to organise so many people, especially those of us who are less organised than maybe we should be, is a real feat. And to do it with such kind of grace and a smile on your face and all of that, I think is incredible. So I'd certainly say thank you very much on behalf of everyone.
It's been a team effort, and we've had fun.
Yeah, amazing. So anything else we need to know before we move on? If there's anyone in the Zoom room, if you want to come onto the show and tell us what you're excited about, or if you want to join us just to say hello, you're more than welcome to. Just put your hand up or put something in the chat and we can make that happen. If you're just happy hanging out and enjoying backstage, then that's fine too, but just want to give you the opportunity to come on should you wish to.
One last little tidbit. There is a channel on the Discord server called Creator Camp Help. So during camp, if you have a question, a problem, anything like that, go to that channel. You can open up a ticket and either answer any questions you may have.
Fantastic.
Help you out.
Brilliant stuff.
Unless I threw you in the river, then you're on your own.
And you can see the other side. Exactly.
That's the second time you mentioned the river, Paul. What's going on?
I'm a little bit worried here.
Exactly. Is that something we need to know? Linda, is that you saying you'll come on and say hello to everybody? Give me a little wave if that's the case.
Excellent.
Brilliant stuff. Just give us a second and I will make that so. And I think we might hear that phrase a few times as we go through over the next few weeks. Exactly. Paul is amazing. So thank you, Paul. I really appreciate everything you're doing. We'll probably bring you on just before we close, just for any final reminders. But for now, thank you so much for joining us and filling us in.
I'll go back in my little closet.
Exactly. Feel free to pipe in whenever we say something that's wrong. That'll be very helpful. Fantastic.
With the threat of the river.
Exactly. So I'm just going to grab Linda and bring her on screen. So I'll let the two of you carry on chatting with each other just for a moment while we do that, and then I shall rejoin you in a moment.
Well, for those of you who don't know, Linda was one of the wonderful people that we met at Creator Camp, and we were talking about shows and some things that we would like to sort of do based on what we've learned here, and it's really crazy to think almost a year on, here we are now on this show that we're producing, and Linda is one of the guests. It's amazing. It's just like full circle. So it's really wonderful to catch up again. So yeah, a little bit of sort of history there. I remember us all sitting down at the table having some food on one of the evenings, and it was all lovely just to talk about our aspirations and ideas about sort of creating something, and it just gives you all that sort of excitement and that impetus to actually do something, especially when you're at camp. It's very motivating. So I'm glad that Linda's here to have
She
a chat
is.
to us about it.
And she's here now, so I'm going to bring her on so we can say hello in person.
Hello.
Hey, Linda.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us.
Hello there. I wanted to drop in and say, you're right, Neil. This is what we were talking about, and it has turned into reality. So Creator Camp has it's spawned just a whole bunch of stuff. The web just kind of goes out all over the world now, which is just fascinating. And I wanted to make sure I understood where are you locating yourselves for the Camp TV shows? I think it's on the map. Do you have more information about the shows?
Neil, do you want to answer that?
Oh yeah, sorry. So for our shows at Creative Camp, so we are looking to do 2 sittings every day. So midday and I think at around 7 p.m. is when the sort of the Creative Camp booth will be open.
Yep.
And as I mentioned, that's really for people to sort of come by, hang out, have a chat, look at the production that we're doing. We are planning to maybe do 1 or 2 live shows from there. And if people want to participate, get involved in actually being live or just working the buttons behind the scenes or doing something like that, you're very welcome. We're also planning to bring in some people remotely via Zoom who weren't able to join us in person on Creative Camp this year. So just to bring them in to feel more part of the community and the show that we're doing. And it's just an idea basically that we want to show people how we've put this show together. And if there's anything that you want to ask us or learn about how we actually sort of built this show, put it all together, and sort of the types of things that we do on a sort of weekly basis to bring in our guests and things like that. That's the idea. And we just all learn together and share some of that knowledge. So that's the plan.
And Lisa, what
Sounds great. And I definitely am going to stop by because I want to see really behind the scenes some of the stuff that's the tech stuff that's going on, and learn more about it. Because many people, I think you leave and you think, oh, you're just going to do maybe a one-on-one interview, or you're just recording your own videos. But eventually you get in situations where people want to be live and have a larger group, but they aren't in the same studio. And it's just like, now how in the heck are we going to put that together? So
yeah,
I'll be checking in.
we'd be happy to share that.
Fantastic.
And Lisa, do you want to just
absolutely.
explain some of the behind the scenes as well for Linda? Because it's not just about the tech stuff, is it? We do quite a lot of the organizing and all that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah,
So we're happy to
yeah.
chat as well as sort of do the one-on-one chat.
Yeah, because it goes hand in hand. You have what you see, obviously on your screen, but getting to that place and organizing and knowing where everything is and all your assets is in the run of show before you even turn that camera on is key to being able to pull something like this off. So we are more than happy to share our learning experiences because we've learned a lot along the way very quickly. But and also working with someone else, working with 2 other people, and that was different for all 3 of us because we were solo, creators, and so there's a joy in it. So if you can find someone to partner with, oh yes, I did say that. There is a joy in it.
It was like, what?
I saw that.
Pointing at you, Mark.
Mark.
Pointing at you.
Sorry.
Oh.
Back of my box, sorry.
But there is the collaboration. We've spoken about that. To collaborate with somebody was a new experience, and again, I'm going to say it's been a joyful experience with these 2 guys. All warm and fuzzy, hugging you guys. But yeah, we'll talk about all that. And don't be afraid to ask us any questions.
Yeah.
No secrets here.
No, there's no prima donnas in the team. We don't like each other off screen, but on screen we love each other. That's the way it works, just like a dysfunctional family, basically. So it's fine. No, I'm just kidding. It's been marvelous, and we cannot do this show without each other. We all play our part, but it's wonderful to work with amazing people and to find these people at Creative Camp and just to gel and then do this show and just make it something is amazing. So yeah, thank you to Lisa and Mark for doing this show.
Yeah,
And
brilliant.
I would say have conversations with everyone, because you don't know, something like this might emerge, that person you never even thought about. And all of a sudden you're like, hey, we're gelling. Let's do something. So I encourage it, because this has been a fun year, and looking forward to more.
Yeah, cool. Thank you so much for joining us, Linda. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
We'll look forward to seeing you next week.
Thank you. See you then.
Right, so we got a couple of questions came in. So Kirk was asking, the designs are dope. Who did them? So it's a bit of a combination, isn't it? We had Marshall was sort of intrinsic in terms of getting the design we did at camp last year into the real thing, which you did for every sort of camp person. But then a lot of this background is Martin from Stream Profiles has been involved in, and Neil does a lot of the designing as well. So do you want to sort of take him sort of through that sort of combination of sort of, it's a real team effort kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, so Marshall kindly designed this amazing logo for us, the CCTV and Creative Amp, and he created a number of different ones based out of sort of the brief, as it were, when we thought that we would do something for Creative Amp TV. And as you know, Martin McKenna at Stream Profiles has been instrumental in designing a lot of really cool looking profiles. So Martin basically did all the color scheme and the overlays and how this basically looks. So the two sidebars is all Martin. The little icons I created based on avatars using Midjourney, and then Marshall's logos in the bottom right, and so on. So yeah, it was a sort of a hybrid combination of all of us putting that together. So yeah, and it was fun to do that. Again, this collaborative world that we live in with Ecamm and how we support each other, it's great. We just ask somebody, can you help us out with this? And everybody's got their own niche and a flair for a particular design. So yeah, it was definitely a combination. So thanks to Martin for pulling all this together originally. And if you go back to Creative Amplifiers in one of our shows, you'll see him actually building this out. Thank you so much to Marshall for actually pulling these graphics in as well, because it just makes everything pop and look truly amazing. So
exactly. So there's one question here for you, Neil, and then if you're happy to come on, Gretchen, I can bring you on straight after that. Just give me a wave and say that it's still good. So is Neil trying to make his avatar look like Prince? This is probably the most important question of the day.
I'd never considered that, but there you go. You won't believe the amount of trouble, and trouble is with a capital T, of what I had to go through to try and get our avatars to look something that resembles us. Lisa was pretty easy, but mine and Mark, we looked like...
I don't know who that is.
Maybe I'll show you with some of the images that actually came out before, but basically you would put them on the fridge to keep the kids away from opening it. It's that scary, some of these images. So that's all I'm going to say. Fridge magnets are available at Creative Camp next week. So
ooh, merch, more merch.
Yeah, we were looking for more merch. That wasn't on our list, but I think that would be quite funny. And
well, it is Halloween
right as well.
What other scary stuff could you have on the fridge?
Brilliant. So let's welcome Gretchen. She's ready to come on. Say hello to Gretchen.
Team Green. Hey, Gretchen.
Hey, Gretchen.
Yo. How are you? Welcome to the show.
Oh, you're on mute, Gretchen.
Can mute, yeah.
I got it. I unmuted myself. I just wanted to come on and be support of a fellow Green team member, Neil. Great job today, and greened it out all the way. So, but yes, coming from the evergreen state here in Washington, and sorry, I have the window shade open because it's a sunny day in fall in Washington State, which is on the western, which is an odd thing, but couldn't resist. But I'm so excited for Creator Camp. I really am. It'll be great. It'll be great. I think I'm most excited to see everyone again. And I just really admire what your collaboration has done. Collaboration is it puts you in a vulnerable spot. And, you have to really kind of step out there. And I admire you guys for doing that. I'm used to collaborating with small children in the classroom. Adults are a whole other issue sometimes. And I think that's the thing about the Ecamm community is that it's people that you intrinsically know you can trust. And that's pretty awesome. It's a rare thing to find.
I think we definitely feel that very fortunate because we had a great time at camp, and we weren't joking when we said we should do something together because we really wanted to. But like you said, it's not until you actually start working together and you actually start to do it that you kind of sort of really get to know people in that way, and it sort of went from strength to strength, which sort of sounds a little bit kind of, is that really possible? But it kind of really is. There's kind of, I don't know, a sort of a mutual respect. There's an understanding. I think we've enjoyed the journey of working as a team, as we sort of said before, which wasn't something we were used to doing. And I just think for me, that's just been an absolutely wonderful thing. And now doing my own show as well as doing this, it makes such a big difference to be able to have these people around and sort of push the bar, push my limits, push my skills, and not just from a technical point of view or streaming point of view, but from a personal point of view as well. And it's been an absolutely wonderful journey.
Yeah, and I think what it feeds that intrinsic need that we all have to be lifelong learners. And when we embrace that and start to find something new and not say, oh, it's new, it's too risky, and say, woo, it's new, let's go for it. And as it expands, and as a retired teacher and somebody who's, gotten the nickname of Gangsta Grandma from our dear friend Doc, I embrace that. I love it. It's just the best. It's not going to get me on the ropes course again. There's just, I've been there, done that. Got the concussions to prove it. And so I'm not allowed on ropes anymore.
No, well, I was going to ask you real quick. Is there something specific that you're looking forward to this year at Creative Camp? Because obviously you were there last year. Is there something that you have seen on the list that it's like, I really need to focus and do that?
I think it's going to be great to be able to see everybody more, and that we're all going to be in the same place, and so see the other people on the other teams more often. But my show is all about just what I do on reading stories, and I very rarely interview and stuff. I don't do that. So I think I'm kind of interested in maybe stepping out of that kind of teacher role all the time that I live in and have lived in my entire career, to what is it about interview? It's not like I didn't have to. My degree was in speech communication. I should know how to do that, but yeah.
Like you say, it's never too late to start.
Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for jumping on and saying hi. It is great to be able to share all of that stuff. Yeah, and we will see you next week. Perfect.
Take it easy. I can't do that.
Yeah.
There you go. You guys
Lisa can do it
We're
for
all
us.
Team green. So there you go.
I gotta practice. I really gotta practice.
There you go. Need to practice.
Amazing. Thanks so much, Gretchen. Oh,
Take
fantastic.
Care. Wow.
Really good. There's a lot going on with people. They are definitely really, really keen to do that, and lots of people. It's like we've already kicked off the cabin kind of thing going on. Lots of people wanting to shout out to all their different teams. Yes, we'll give you all a shout out because it's all equal opportunities here. I'm not sure that's necessarily the case. Till next week, exactly that. So we'll give you all a shout out. Valerie. Orange team. There's not many orange people here, it seems. And so yeah, Keisha's entered the room. Yeah, exactly. Some great stuff. Commander Gangster Grandma. Here we go. This is good. The people are going to know each other really. Exactly. Long live and prosper. Brilliant stuff. There's some great things in there. Amazing. So we've got more people still joining the Zoom room. It's amazing. So yeah, let us know if you want to come on and say hi. I'm more than happy to do that as well. Let me know. Put it in the chat or give us a wave, Keisha, when you come in. That'll be really useful. So, in terms of what we're taking, what we're going to be involved in for our show, we've got a kind of a list that we're doing and what we're trying to sort of get organised. But what are the sort of the maybe 2 or 3 things that we're taking, or that you would take anyway, even if we weren't going to be involved directly in having to do the show?
Ladies first.
Oh, I thought you were asking the audience.
You are my audience.
I'm just sitting here going, la la.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, camera. I'm definitely bringing my Sony, and because we're doing extra things so beforehand. So I'm bringing the video mic. Excuse me, not video mic. the microphone. Why am I blinking?
The
Rode
road.
Interview Pro and the wireless.
Thank
Meets.
you. That thing, yeah. And bringing that so we can do some, fun stuff with that. So
What's your go-to, Neil?
Well, same thing, camera and a couple of lenses. And obviously now Ken and Glen have given me a bit of inspiration saying, well, it's so beautiful in the area, then that would lend itself to taking more photographs. I'm not a photographer by heart, but I love taking some pictures. So yeah, maybe I have to bring an extra lens or 3. But yeah, like every year you think you're going to end up with packing everything that you possibly need, and you do pack too much stuff and then you hardly use any. But with the intention of us doing a live stream, then obviously a tripod, we'll have to bring some connectors, HDMI cables, HDMI extenders, cam links and things like that. So yeah, there's lots of things to remember. You're almost bringing a portable studio with you. Yeah, exactly. And maybe that's another topic for a show one day. What would be in your portable studio camera bag? But yeah, I'd be interested to see. And when we talk to people when we're at Creative Amp, what did actually they bring with them? Because yeah, nowadays cameras are so portable and so light. Maybe you just bring your iPhone and that's it, and a microphone. Who knows? What about you, Mark? What are you bringing with you?
So I'm sort of doing a combination of old school things because I still have a Zoom H5, and I use that for recording in person when I'm not doing stuff remote as well. And of course, I can have 2 microphones going into that. So I want to be able to catch some audio with some people, which is kind of what I love to do as well. So that's kind of my main thing, is a sort of a something on the go. So something a little bit more than just having my iPhone around to grab someone. And of course, I can put my my Rode lav mic in as well, so I can sort of have 3-4 channels going on at once. So yeah, I really want to be able to make the most of that. So yeah, that's kind of my thing. Like I say, apart from all the cables and all the rest of it as well. But as Paul's mentioned before, you need plenty of space in your suitcase, because there might be 1 or 2 things to take home, and that's not just if you're on the chocolate excursion. I think it's to do with Ecamm related stuff as well. So yeah, make sure you've still got some space too. Yes. So
is that an extra case, Mark? Sorry, if you do go on the chocolate excursion, you probably need an extra case, right?
Yeah.
To bring all the chocolate with you in one case and Ecamm stuff in
Exactly.
case.
Yeah, exactly. All of those things.
Okay.
So just before we start the quiz, if there's anyone in the Zoom room who'd like to come on and say hi, please wave your hand. Keisha, I think you're in there. Keisha, would you like to do it? Yeah, brilliant. Okay.
Yay.
So let's
Hey, everybody.
do this. Hello. Let me just
Hello,
bring you on.
hello,
Let me bring you
everybody.
through, and I can bring you on. Just let me add you into the show, and then we'll be good to go.
The Mark is the master, the wizardry behind it. You can't see, but he's got all his hands, all the feet, all the pedals going at
all
the
the
same
things
time,
in
just
there.
to make the show as good as it is.
Exactly. So
We're
brilliant.
just sitting here, just talking. So it's
Hello and welcome.
chatting
Say
away.
hello.
Hello,
Hi.
everybody.
Hello.
I can't wait to see all of you next week. I'm Keisha, and I am happy to be part of the live stream with the Creative Amplifiers. Yes. And so next week, this is my second creator camp, and I know we're going to have a blast. Paul and I are going to hang out late nights, catch us in the Hampton Inn in the lobby. If you all want the after party, that's where we'll be.
Oh, wow.
So
There you
if
go.
you, yeah.
Jenga.
You got it? Okay. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to quickly stop in and say hello, and I'm excited, super excited. I'll be in town on Saturday. So if anybody is in on Saturday and want to hang out, I'm going to be there. Do some fun
Brilliant
things
stuff.
on Saturday before the camp.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
I think there are a few people doing that. So I guess the best place for you guys to connect is on Discord, and then just sort of let people know, and maybe you can have a little thread going of all those people who want to connect and spend a bit of time before. So yeah, that's a great thing to mention to everyone. Thank you so much for joining us, and we can't
You're
wait to see you
welcome,
next
and I
week.
couldn't leave without giving a shout out to Starfleet streamers, the green team.
Yeah, there you
We
go.
want the money, Camp Cash. That's right.
There
We're
you
in it to win it. In it to win it, y'all.
Exactly. Fantastic. See you later.
Wonderful.
Thank you
Can't
so
wait.
much.
See you later,
See you
guys.
soon.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Wow, we have a green movement going on here. It's
I
amazing.
know.
Yeah,
We should get some cash for
Yeah.
this. Surely this should.
we definitely should. Exactly.
I'm looking
Hank-
at Paul now.
yeah.
Paul's looking away, so it's like
Exactly. Hank saying hi, and I think he's one of those people that's going to be in and around early as well. And yeah, this is a really important thing. David said, I forgot what he was supposed to write a song for. So that was back in one of the early shows we started talking about that, wasn't it?
don't worry,
Yeah.
David. We'll take some
It
chocolate
was a
away
camp
from you.
theme.
It's fine.
Wasn't it just a camp theme song?
Yeah.
For
It
camp
was a
that we
hamster
can
camp
all.
theme song, wasn't it? A hamster camp theme song?
Yeah,
Oh,
hamster.
well,
Hamster camp.
It wasn't
That's difficult to
hamster.
say.
camp.
started. Just for those people who missed the first few shows, it all became out of this.
Is he going backwards? Is he going
Or
forwards?
are you going forwards? What
We'll
is he
never know.
doing?
So we won't
It
do
caused
the
quite a
Benelux.
stir on the show.
It did. So, David, I think it was generally maybe a camp song. I'm not sure it had to be hamster related, but I think it was just something to kind of everyone to kind of get in. People were saying we should have a song or we should do something, and I think you were the man in the chat, obviously with the skills to be able to do that. So, if you have the time and you're able to do it, then that would be wonderful. Keep us up to date. Let us know what we need to do. But yeah. That would be fun. Something easy, I guess, for us to learn and to sing along to. That would be really fun. Amazing stuff. So I think as we have still so many people here, should we go straight on and do a little bit of a quiz?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. So who is the only workshop host presenting on their own? Is it A, Daniel Chi? Is it B, Ian Anderson Gray? Is it C, Kat Mulverhill? Or is it D, Anna Hill? So let us know A, B, C or D in the chat. If you think you might have a problem, just write their name in. We will take those answers as well. So let us know A, B, C, D in the chat. First person in will be the first person to win.
That's why I'm laughing.
I'm laughing already. We need
I'm
to
laughing
ask, we need
too.
to ask Paul if there is a prize.
do we
today
have a
as
few
well,
things?
so,
Yeah, Paul, let us know if there's a prize or anything that we can
if
we
it's
can
the,
give away.
If it's the glass.
Yeah.
So there are a few people here that have come in. We have George, we have Hank, we have Linda, we have Matt, all putting some great thoughts in. Gretchen's concern. I'm not sure he was ever blocked, but I think we'll have a word with the management and see how that comes in.
We've been trying to block him for the last 6 months.
Yeah, I'm not
But,
quite sure. We're not
Seriously.
quite sure what's going on. But just in case we were unsure, it is indeed C, Cat. And I guess that means that there is, and always will be, the one person, the only person that can be the winner. And that's George. Congratulations, George. 1 down, 2 to go. Let's see if you can continue the winning streak. Here is question number 2.
All right, question number 2. Which of these is not a session you can attend at camp? Is it unlocking audience loyalty? Is it B, throw a sponge at your counsellor? I'm voting for that. C, Ecamm for Zoom, or D, AI for small businesses? A, B, C, or D? Or we'll just take the first word from that if you're having trouble getting through. But here we go. Let's see who's coming through.
There are a few things.
There isn't one for pushing somebody in the river, right? Like, yeah.
No, that's right.
There's
That's
that river again.
There's that river again. I'm
So
very worried. Which river are we talking about, Paul? Just so
Yeah.
I can put it on the map and avoid it at
So I
all
can stay away
costs.
from it.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Hank thinks it's A. Valerie thinks George is
I like what
inside the
Valerie wrote.
computer. Which is
George is inside the computer.
Oh dear.
George is directly connected to the internet. You've seen the Matrix, right?
know.
It's the same.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. There's all manner of things. So if you feel that someone pushing in your back, you'll know exactly what all those things would be. There we are. See, there's lots of people in here trying to get in as quickly as they possibly can. So let's
But-
just see. No.
However-
We haven't had the answer yet. We don't know who's won. We're not getting there too soon. Of course, it was B. Throw a sponge at the counsellor. I think did we have? Oh, I think
We
actually
did have the right answer.
we did have the right answer, but I'm afraid, Hank, I think we might have had. It wasn't actually A that time, which is a shame. So sorry about that. But I think the first person, was it? Of course it was. It was George. Congratulations, George. 2 down. And John, well done. Unfortunately, you were second in. So we don't think that George lives in the computer. I mean, he might be maybe somewhere on my internet connection. Maybe that's what it is. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So
we'll find out at camp.
Yes, exactly. So David actually says he thought he was first in. Gretchen thought it was her. So maybe we've got more gremlins. If that's the case, we apologise. Sometimes they don't seem to come through, but we don't know. So no, it doesn't have the questions ahead of time. There's no communication first.
No.
Okay,
No.
number 3.
What can you ask about at Camp Clinic? A, your rash. B, cough or cold. C, broken bones for when you land in the river. Or D, tech-related questions.
Let us know what you think it is. It's a tricky one. Some of these questions are harder than others. So, Paul, please do check and see what you can see your end.
We've got the Zoom comments as well, so
We'll
So,
see.
yeah.
Yes, exactly. A few of those coming in, a few of those coming in, a few of those, lots of people coming in that way. Yes, so of course, the answer is your tech-related questions. And I don't know what response you get if you ask any of the others, but we will we will see. I'm sure
Show
Paul,
the river, I think.
I'm sure Paul will tell you. Exactly. So, you have to go all the way back. I think, if I'm right, Neil, tell me if I am wrong, but we have a new winner. I think we had
We do.
Linda.
We do.
Congratulations.
Linda, congrats.
Congratulations, Linda.
Hey.
Very well done. Very well done. Well, even more so, Linda. She said it was tricky when you're laughing too hard to get the answer in. Well, if you're multitasking like that, then you're going to be in good shape. So yeah. So
And we have somebody who's saying some of her messages are not coming in.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go. So I don't know what that is. We have seen some problems sometimes with just putting the letter in and YouTube's filtering it out. It doesn't happen on our Creative Amplifiers feed, but it seems to happen on the Ecamm
Happen
feed. I'm
here,
not sure.
yeah.
Next time we'll think of a better way.
Yeah, we'll see. It has come in on some of them. So yes, apologies if it hasn't worked out for that way. I'm not sure. So anyway, yeah, apologies for that. Apologies if you were in that position, and we'll make sure there's more fun and games at camp, and we can add a few things in there as well. And I think one of the things we can do while we're actually live at camp as well, of course, you can be up with us in the studio. We can show you a few things. You can be part of the show. But there's no reason why we can't have a few fun things going on as well, where you can be in the chat and you can actually be part of the stream, even if you're in the same room, because we're all going to be in the same sort of area. So you can get as much as you possibly can. So here we are. Yes, there's a few people worried that maybe the Zoom comes in first. I don't know. We'll have to see. But George, very, very gracious, very gracious.
Yeah, the comments when they actually come into Ecamm are not necessarily the same way that they may appear in the stream, and then you have Zoom coming in too. So it can be different. So it's kind of like whatever Mark sees on his comments window is what the way it actually goes. So it may differ slightly. Just wanted to say that the prize this time is the Creator Camp notebook, and since George doesn't need 2 notebooks because he can't write at the same time in 2 notebooks. I think the second one, George gets the first one and John gets the second one, and Linda is the winner.
Nice.
Brilliant.
Perfect. Everyone's
Perfect.
a winner.
Thank
Well
you.
done, John,
Fantastic.
George, and Linda.
Yeah, really good. Thank you so much. Hank, he's not worried about winning. I'm just having fun being with my friends here. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate that, Hank.
Wonderful.
Really, really good. And what do we have? So this is, he wants his hamster wheel, the backwards one. So we'll be back very shortly. And on that note, I think we've probably come to the end. We've been going for an hour and a half. That's amazing.
Goodness.
Really good. That was so
Amazing.
good. Thank you to Ken and Glen.
flies.
It's been a lot of fun. I was really excited anyway, but now just that sense of the next time we see you, we should be in the same place. Maybe we can all kind of meet up somewhere over the weekend for those of you that are going to be doing that. For those of you who can't catch up but are hanging around, or maybe you're not going to camp, remember that, was it 7 p.m. we said? 7 p.m. on Sunday.
7 p.m.
On the Creative
7 p.m.
Amplifiers channel, we will be doing a live show, not a show, a live show where we will be cooking, or at least Lisa will be cooking, or we will be supportive, or we will see. There will definitely be beans, there'll definitely be toast, but hopefully there'll be something more exotic than that. But you'll have to tune in to find out.
Uber Eats.
Uber Eats, yeah.
Exactly. Whatever. That's our next discussion. Once the show's finished, we're going to talk about what we're going to be planning and the recipes and that. So follow us on Instagram as well, and we'll try and keep you updated with all those things that are going on. So amazing. Thank you so much to everyone who's been here. Thank you to everybody who's taken part as well. It's about you. It's about sharing your things. Thank you to everyone who's come through Zoom and come and said hello, and also all of you in the chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you. Looking forward to seeing you as well, Valerie. It's going to be a lot of fun. Really good. And as Paul says, we will see you all next week. Can't believe it. But for now, thank you so much indeed. And we will see you, and a big excited farewell from everyone.
Creator Camp time.
What's up, campers?
Wow, Ecamm Creator Camp.
Oh my gosh, Ecamm fam.
Ecamm Creator Camp.
Ecamm fam.
Ecamm fam.
Ecamm fam.
I can't believe the Creator Camp is just
around the corner.
I cannot wait to see you at Creator Camp.
I cannot wait to see you very soon at Ecamm Camp.
I had a blast last year.
We're going to have so much fun, I promise.
It's going to be amazing. Last year was amazing.
Creator Camp is unlike any other event that I have been to.
It was simply the best live event I've attended.
So much fun. It was one of the highlights of my year.
And I'm so glad that you are coming. You're coming, right?
Last year was an absolute game changer for me.
It was fire.
I can't wait to see all of you in Amesbury, Massachusetts.
I'm excited to see you in October.
And I am excited.
I am so excited.
I'm pretty excited.
Extremely pumped up.
And it's not just about the workshops and the activities,
but more importantly, the energy, the connections, and the whole experience were just simply unforgettable.
I can't wait for you to experience this.
But not only that,
we've got some amazing things planned for you.
Getting to spend so much quality time with incredible human beings.
The Ecamm fam is the best.
Now that's what I call a flex.
It's going to be amazing.
It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome.
And let's make this Creator Camp the best one yet.
I can't wait. See you at Creator Camp.
I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you.
I can't wait to see you at camp.
Looking forward to seeing you at Creator Camp.
And I can't wait to see you there.
Counting down the days.
At Ecamm Creator Camp.
I'll see you there.
I look forward to seeing you there.
And I can't wait to see you there.
See you there.
Bye.
See you at Creator Camp.
See you soon.
I'll see you there.
Take care. Bye-bye.